Somewhere over the rainbow way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up with the clouds of fire behind me. Well, troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow wild, and why can't I? Oh, why can't I? Oh, why can't I? Oh, why can't? No.
All right, welcome, Matt Fisher. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I've been listening to your music a lot, and I have to say, your style, everything about the way you play guitar, the way you sing, your songwriting, I really gravitate towards it. I hear a lot of Fountains of Wayne. I hear a lot of Elvis Costello. Obviously, those are your influences. And how did this all begin for you? When did you start writing songs?
I actually started writing songs immediately because I couldn't figure out other songs.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, songwriting seemed to come before actually learning tunes. That was really, honestly, getting started with the guitar and music in general. The attraction was it was the first thing I'd ever been exposed to that didn't have a clear scoreboard.
Okay.
Whereas, like, school, you could pass or fail. Sports, you can win or lose. Music, you know, my brothers were not big fans of the grunge movement. And that was kind of towards the end when I was starting, but like that was still the like cultural reference point to rock music. So I was like, well, if they're like the biggest bands around and my brothers don't like them, then clearly there's no rules here. And I can just make the music that I like, whatever that means. So that kind of liberated me to kind of feel fun about it. So when I first started playing, I just made stuff up. So songwriting was always a part of it. And then eventually, you know, I figured out how to play other people's songs.
No, I love that your mindset about that there was like, it's kind of freeing that there's like, no one can like say, oh, you lost.
Yeah.
You're terrible. Like,
Yeah.
As long as you can carry a tune and learn your instrument, there are no rules. You can write about anything. And a lot of times, like I was watching an interview with Rick Rubin, who was saying like, I recorded System of a Down and they were wild and crazy, and I never in a million years thought they would ever have a hit song.
Right.
And, you know, because there's no rules, System of a Down became the biggest metal band of the 2000s.
Yeah.
And nobody knew that was going to happen. I mean, yeah, you get Rick Rubin, but still like that's pop music.
Yes.
That became popular music.
Yeah, it's a crazy song too if you think about it without context. Like it's a very bizarre song. Like, yeah, and Rick Rubin also, that great interview with him and Rick Beato. My favorite part of that, to reference that specific thing, I don't know if you are or not.
No, yeah.
Is the thing, there are no rules. Is it better to record drums with a click track, without a click track? How live should bands be or shouldn't be? And it's like every band is different, every experience is different. You don't really, the fun thing and the maddening thing is there isn't a rule really. It's hopefully you're moved enough and you're feeling moved internally, radiates out externally and moves other people. But really like, how that happens is completely random and there's no clear scoreboard about that. So that was definitely for me. I don't think as an 11-year-old, I intellectualized it that clearly.
Yeah, of course.
But it made me feel safe about like, oh, I can just noodle, you know, and my brothers hated Nirvana and I thought Nirvana ruled, and lefty is like, I'm lefty, he's lefty. Obviously this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. I was the same way with like watching Hendrix videos and watching like Black Sabbath videos with Tony Iommi.
Yes.
And it's amazing what you gravitate towards when you're a kid. Like,
yeah,
I was a 14-year-old listening to Black Sabbath, who was a band in the 68. That's why I love too. Like music's timeless.
Yeah,
you can always
for
go
sure.
back, find things, and you can also find like talking about finding new bands. Like people say it's a lot harder, but if you just put on Apple Music, Spotify, something will come up and be like, this band's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, no,
And
totally.
It's the best time ever to be a music consumer.
Yes.
It's everything's at your fingertips.
Yes.
Anything you want.
Yeah.
You want to listen to Miles Davis from the 50s? Yeah, his whole catalog's here. If you want to find a new band, just hit shuffle on whatever streaming site you use that doesn't pay artists, and you'll find something.
Speaking of the combination of maddening and liberating.
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk a little bit about your background, because you've done a lot of really incredible things that a lot of people haven't done and never will, because TRL is not a thing anymore.
Right, it's gone.
And I remember how big Total Request Live was with TRL and Carson Daly, and everyone in the world wanted to be on that show, wanted to find a way to look out the window and wave to Times Square. And as a young man, you were able to do these things, correct?
Sure, yeah. So when I was in high school, I managed to talk MTV into letting me be on one of their shows called Made. And it was supposed to be, they were looking for lifeguards, which I think they eventually did the lifeguard episode, but they came to the shore, Jersey Shore, looking for lifeguard people. And I just somehow talked him into them. I gave him a CD back in the days of CDRs.
Yeah.
So I was keeping them in my pockets, and I gave them a CD, and they're like, we're not going to listen to it. I'm like, well, it can be a coaster then.
Yeah.
It's going to collect dust. I'm like, better your house than mine. Yeah. And that was enough to charm them. And then that all kind of happened.
Really?
So then we were on that show. And then I don't know how that got negotiated. But yeah, we ended up doing an episode of TRL, which was totally bizarre.
I'm sure.
Because yes, I was also a teenage child watching that show, pretending that I wasn't, because I, was pretty cool. Too cool for TRL publicly.
You got to rise to the occasion.
But I was very aware of the show. We played it, and it was just a weird thing to do. And also we didn't get Carson Daly on our episode. We got their other team.
Their B-roll, Sway or something.
I just remember the one girl from that One Tree Hill show, and then Carmelo Anthony's wife, Lala.
Oh yeah.
So I think right, unless I'm
Lala. I remember Lala was on the show.
So it was a weird, and the dudes from American Idol were there.
Oh really?
And I remember Randy Jackson at the time. It's before he got his stomach stapled, and he had a catering team following him. And I was like, that's the life. Everywhere you go, they just
keep
follow
feeding
you with food.
Were you guys like, because you were so young then, were you nervous about the experience? Were you guys freaking out?
I mean, terrified. I can't really remember, almost, as odd as that sounds. I was young, so I had the hubris of youth and not knowing what would happen.
Yeah.
But shockingly composed, considering that I'm prone to panicking over everything now.
Yeah.
So I think the hubris of youth kept me from having a meltdown.
Yeah.
Also, again, once you start playing, and also the band was fun to play with, so
yeah,
that helped keep me distracted. But
that's quite a segue to have someone say we need lifeguards, and you somehow talk your way into TRL with a CD.
Yes.
When they say we're not going to listen, that's making your own. Your own moves, your own destiny.
The first and last time I've ever advocated for myself that strongly. Never since have I had that kind of confidence.
Well, it worked out, though.
That time, yes.
This episode of That's Entertainment is brought to you by Shore Sips, a vodka-infused water drink that uses real fruit juice, only has 1 gram of sugar, and 90 calories in each can. Say bye-bye to bubbles and hello to Shore Sips. Visit them at shoresips.com. Well, I wanted to showcase some of the awesome music you have, and we're going to do a song called Never Was. And let's listen to it real quick.
I'm just a never was waiting to happen. I'm a never was, might be a has been. I'm a never was waiting to happen. I'm a never was, might be a has been. This record won't be a hit, but if it is, you'll forget me. I'm one of the million. I'm a dime a dozen. I'm just a never was waiting to happen. I'm a never was, might be a has been. I'm a never was waiting to happen. I'm a never was, might be a has been. Oh, I will be forgotten.
Yeah, just to go back to what I said earlier when we started the podcast, like you have a great ear for melody. You make great catchy songs. I love the power pop, the rock you put into your songs, and how you blend different styles within the context of just one song. And it's a talent. Like a lot of people, you know, they chug along and they don't do much in their songs. You have a lot of cool parts.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's because I'm a neurotic, so I can't commit to anything.
Yeah.
So it's like this song went through like 100 drafts before it finally landed like this. And this particular EP, which is called Smile Mafia, because there was a band called Smile Mafia, which has now kind of become what the Telephone Junkies are now. That band started, and I was influenced by being on a boat too much.
Okay. Relaxing.
So I was like, yo, man, we should make everything reggae. Boats are awesome. So
And people always want to pay us to do it in the summer. It's great.
and that's again, growing up in the Jersey Shore and playing like bar gigs, like, you know, it's just a fail safe. Also, something recently I discovered too is that reggae is good for playing outside, but it's too hot because the chords go by so quick you can't tell if your guitar's out of tune.
Okay.
So I realized that's another thing I like about that. For all the nerds out there, reggae helps trick people into thinking you have better intonation than you might have.
Yeah, it's your whole catalog. I got to listen to tons of your music, and the common thread we talked about was I hear the Fountains of Wayne influence.
Love them.
Elvis
Love
Costello.
them. That's like hearing that is like the kindest words possible.
I heard it immediately.
Yeah,
I mean, because it's
super.
your music is it's so happy. It's that happy feeling, like the music. It makes you feel. It puts you in a good mood.
No.
And even the subject matter, like this song never was. It's not a good subject matter. You're basically kind of bashing that I'll never make it.
Sure.
But it's happy sounding.
Well, also this song, the bridge too, is like the turnaround is the idea of like this. It's a futile thing to do music, but it's really fun. So like, you know, does it matter? Does it have to become something? Like, I don't. Again, like the lyrics say, I don't need a whole lot to get by. Like, just happy to play and hang, and it's probably why I'm not more successful because I don't. I mean, I care, but like ultimately the realization of like, it's just really fun to do. And I'm like too old to still be doing it, but it's just too fun. And like, I'm still alive.
Yeah. I mean, if you love doing it, it doesn't really matter how many moons you've been around. It's
exactly.
just, if you're, especially if you're talented, like you have a great talent.
Thank you.
So why wouldn't you keep doing it? You know, and the thing with music is which I've heard from a lot of different people is like, if you have put value to what you want and what you like to do, that is the meaning of it. You have meaning. As long as you love it and you feel like, I just want to do this. Yeah. It's not a financial thing.
Yeah.
That's it, getting hit by lightning twice.
Sure.
It doesn't happen. But if you're able and you have the means to fund, like there's with the other guests we were talking about when they do it yourself funding to make a music video, to record an album, it feels even better because you did that yourself. You made it yourself. Nobody helped you. And it's there. It's not going to go anywhere. And if people find it, that's amazing. But it's an internal thing too. Like, I'm proud of what I did.
Yeah, and the thing, just the process of making stuff is just fun.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle. And then also when you get to do it with a group, it's, I don't know, like I'm not athletic enough to want to join a softball league because I'll break something because I'm stupid. But like it's also just a fun hang. I don't know. So it's something that as I get older, I appreciate even more. But that song actually marks the turning point. Because obviously, even the way it started from a very place of like, I'm never going to make it. It doesn't even matter. To like, it actually, that's true. It doesn't matter, but it's still fun. You know, like, I don't like anything else.
Yeah.
You know, I get bored. Like, I try to get into pool. I suck at pool. It's just fun to play rock songs.
Yeah. Like I said before, it matters because it matters to you. That's
yeah, exactly.
period.
Yeah. And like coming to that song was sort of a therapeutic kind of like realization of like, that is enough. It can just be enough for me.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to be past that.
Yeah. Well, let's listen to another song that Pat really wanted to hear. And
Yes.
let's
Pat's
do,
the reason that song survived, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
That song was going to get dumped. And then Pat, for those who don't know who Pat Noon is, he's not only running the audio for this, but a fabulous music producer of both mine and Chris's music.
816 Studios.
Represent.
This was Pat's request. This is called Ketchup and Fries.
That they could add a little love to their lives, a little addition that makes all the difference, like adding ketchup to your fries. I like to play this game with myself. I don't need anyone, and all I need is me and my friends. We have so much fun, but who am I fooling? And what am I doing? Am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, like all the songs I hear, your guitar tone, the way you accent the chords, the melodies. How often do you practice? Do you practice a lot with your guitar, or is it just something you've done for so long it's just kind of second nature? How do you keep your chops up?
Sure. Well, again, back to the weird point about music and money. I actually do play music as a job.
Yeah.
So like, I just play so much, it just stays warmed up. But as far as how I got there, you know, guitars are fun. And again, that liberating feeling of like, well, I can't do it wrong, opened me up to just stick with it and nerd about it. And like, you know, the rules of music just make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And getting that to work on the guitar just for whatever reason wasn't a struggle to work out in my mind intellectually. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't like video games. So
Oh, that changed.
Yes.
That definitely
yeah,
changed.
bad at
your
sports,
perspective.
don't like video games, pre-internet as we know it.
Yeah.
What else was I going to do with my time?
Yeah.
I could only watch Star Wars so many times before I, you know.
What like with me, when you're playing guitar, do you feel relaxed, or do you feel like you're not even thinking anymore when you're playing?
On the good days, you're not thinking, but it depends, right? So again, with performing, like, I'm so sensitive to the stimuli, and like being observed definitely, you know, gets in your head. It's hard. I'd like to say that like I go on stage and I melt into the guitar, and there are moments of that,
Yeah.
but typically, I'm just a crazy mess, and
Well, we all are. in
so
some
it's
way.
relaxing when I'm alone. I'm probably the most relaxed when I'm not relaxed working on songs.
Okay, like
Which
when you're
that's-
chipping away at like a
As
song you're
paradoxical as it
writing.
sounds, yeah, when I'm stressed out about like, why can't I get this part to work or whatever it is, like that's when I'm having the most fun. It's where I'm the most locked in and dialed in.
I gotcha.
Writing and production of songs. It's super addicting.
Yeah, I can appreciate where you're coming from with that, because when I'm writing and it's just not working, I
Yeah.
don't want to stop,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I have to figure this out.
Yes.
Because then when I go to bed, I'm like, why can't I figure out how to go to the bridge for this song?
Yeah.
Why can't I get this lyric to mesh well with what I'm doing
Sure.
with my guitar playing? And it really is like an addiction. Like
Yeah.
I can't, if I don't play guitar, like we were just away on a trip, my family. If I don't play for a week, I feel a little weird. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
feel right. I mean, I'm a very laid back person, as you might know.
Right.
But everyone has their stresses, and
I am not. I am a tightly wound person.
yeah, that's okay. You're a spring. You're a spring. But it's when you play the guitar, it's just like that's, I guess, because you're only focusing on that.
Sure, yeah. Like I said, so the two times I'm probably what's the most like meditative is again working on songs. Because working on songs, the fun part about it, it's like this infinite epic puzzle that will never be done.
Yeah.
And just fun to chip away at. And then also the moments of like good jamming on stage when it's like coherent and it's going somewhere, but you don't know exactly where, and it's got kind of almost like a Ouija board quality to it, to where it's like, well, am I moving it? And I hate to sound like a hippie, but it's
Yeah.
very fun.
Yeah.
Like that's the stuff I really love in the context of like a fun pop rocker.
Yeah, of course. I saw that documentary when Bob Dylan was touring with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and Bob Dylan was like, "Hey, be my backup band.
Yeah.
You can open, and I'll play with your band." And Petty was like, "Yeah, 100%," because he was his idol.
Yeah, dude.
And
That's a pretty good call.
But it was like the band we're talking about, like it was the worst job we ever had. 'Cause
Right.
there was no set list.
Yeah.
He wouldn't tell us the song coming up and they went through a whole tour of this.
Yeah.
And then it finally segues back to like, why did you do this to us? And Bob was like, I'm looking for something.
Right, which I honestly totally understand, and I love Bob Dylan, and
Yeah.
I've seen him a bunch of times, and I love watching him look for stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have the courage, or frankly, the fan base,
Yeah.
to justify that level of like weird stuff.
Let me
But I love
figure
that
this
about
out.
him.
Yeah.
But I do love that about him for sure.
Yeah.
And again, that thing of like, it feels fun when you're in the middle of creating something.
Yeah.
So even if you're playing like a cover song you're sick of, if there's a little break of it where you just kind of get stretched out a little bit and noodle with the group, it is a super fun experience. And I think that again, we're animals and we feel that like if you're enjoying it, it radiates.
Yeah.
I might start at, I'm trying to get back to that place when I was 11 or 12, just making noise in the room and remembering what that felt like. I'm trying to get back to that. And the days that happens, it's always a good, like it always works and does something and is exciting.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Like when you first start.
Yeah.
And you don't really get that back. Like once you learn, like, especially when you develop an ear, like, oh, they're doing this. But like some of the songs that I love, like I cherish, I'll never learn them.
Yes.
Because it'll ruin it for me.
I'm also afraid to do bad versions of them.
Yeah. Of
I
course.
struggle with covering the Beatles for that reason. But yeah, I know that's
That's why no one does really.
Right. And that's again, that search, even with the Grateful Dead, which took me a long time to come around to. There is something fun about listening to the mess that happens on the way to something.
Yeah.
Because also I think too, with the world we're heading to, where, the hot topic of AI and however that's going to affect music, I feel like it's already has. We're already used to like robot influenced music.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, as it will become easier to make it even easier, I think we're going to cherish even more those kind of like sloppy, confusing moments where it's like, oh, this is definitely a human.
Yeah. It goes back to like how punk music back in the 70s and 80s, because everything was so produced.
Yeah.
There was Queen and you had 8,000 vocal layers.
Yeah.
Everything sounded perfect. And a bunch of these guys from all these poor cities all over the country were like, nah, I want something real. I want to make noise. I don't want to be perfect. And they
and
created something.
also fun to extend an olive branch to people that are just starting to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember Johnny Ramone talking about that. That's like, Jeff Beck, you're never going to play like that.
Nope.
At least our songs, like you buy a guitar, you might be able to play it.
Yeah.
Which I respect that.
Like
especially as a
working
guitar
man
teacher.
music, like anybody can figure this out.
And as a guitar teacher, like you need those songs. Like that's an exciting thing to share with kids is like, here, look, you can do this.
Yeah. All right, let's go to another one of your songs, Price You Pay. Another request from Pat.
Yeah, these are.
Is this Jen on violin?
No. That's my friend Hallie.
Hallie?
I wish that I could go back in time and talk to myself and change my mind and say, hey boy, where is your brain? Chasing girls and make you insane. And all the food I couldn't eat, and all the hours I couldn't sleep, and oh, the wreck I've become, all in the price you pay for falling in love.
Yeah, man, you paint with a lot of different colors. It really is refreshing to hear all your different influences and different styles. Like this reminds me like almost like, I know we were talking about the Beatles, but that
Yes.
reminds me like with the Beatles kind of thing, like acoustic chugging.
Yeah.
It sounds so good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mean, the Beatles are a huge influence. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
if you're paying attention. But yeah, this song definitely reeks of the Beatles in a way that at the time that I wrote it was this is an old song, so I was like a child when I wrote it. So the fact that I was able to steal was very fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I get the because kind of the circle I like to go around in is something acoustic key, whether it's balanced between alt country or folk or whatever you want to call this.
Yeah.
Coffee shop adjacent, if you will. and then loud rock songs and a little bit of reggae. And that's kind of those three things hopping around.
Yeah.
Seem to be
that's your wheelhouse.
That's the thing I like to do. It's kind of that's how I steal from my idols.
Yeah. And to quote Monty Python, we're going to do something completely different. I wanted to just showcase your music video of Shooting Daggers, because you listen to that style, and then you listen to this, and it's still the same person. You know it's the same artist, but the diversity of your playing and your writing, that's what is most that's what I most enjoy what you do. And of course, I'm a sucker for riffs.
I'm proud of this riff.
It's very catchy. Just like everything else, like don't overthink it, make it memorable. This is what this kind of riff is.
Thank you.
Wanna be all yours, and you to be all mine. We're just friends. I get carried away in my head. I wanna sing it, sleep every night.
And you were telling me this was filmed in Philadelphia, right?
Yep.
Freezing cold, barely getting through it, hungover.
Yes. It was a February. We were epically hungover because we were dumb. We're like, we have this music video tomorrow.
Let's sabotage it.
I don't know, because again, I was living in Philly at the time. Those guys weren't living in Philly. I don't know. Confusing series of events that led them to be there the night before. And of course, we're like, well, let's drink our faces off. Again, youth.
It'll all work out.
It did, but it ended up looking great.
No, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Steve Martino on the video there. Fine
And
work.
the backdrop of the city, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's a cool shot. It really is.
This looks Steve, smart. Steve is smart. There's a sentence I want to say that I don't know what it is. Compliments
and
to
the other people in the band.
Yeah, Sean Ryberg and Brendan Smith, who are currently in this iteration of the Telephone Junkies.
Okay. They're your go-to players usually.
I mean, it's the thing about being old is you kind of tend to have a fluctuating lineup, but as of
I've been
late, and as of late, it's they're psyched to do it. So
Yeah, great. That's
a
all
big
you.
part of
That's
it.
all you need.
Yes, confidence and enthusiasm. That's what I need, baby.
That's a winning combination.
Even though their height makes me terribly insecure. They're both very tall.
they look like giants.
It's
Even him sitting in the drum riser.
Yeah,
he looks about a foot shorter than you. So
yeah, dude, they're
he
tall.
Must be big.
It's I look so short next to them. I don't care now. I'm married, but when we were playing when we were younger, I'm like, the women don't even see me next to these tall guys. They're like, shorty singing. Let's talk to the tall guys.
But I love this song. It's a great.
Oh, thank you.
It's a great tune. This episode of That's Entertainment is brought to you by Loom. Loom is a water-infused juice drink that is perfect for any age or occasion. They have a wide array of flavors. This is my favorite one. It's called Dark Cherry, and it's only 25 calories in each bottle. Check them out at drinkloom.com and use the promo code That's Entertainment to get 15% off your first order. So I wanted to kind of segue into another topic that we have on the show. I don't want to throw this at you and get you all riled up, but what we do is we talk about our Desert Island album, record, whatever you want to call it. If you had one record or album that you had to listen to, you have no other option, any medium, you have a great set of headphones, and this is your only choice to listen to music, what would be your Desert Island record?
I think it's going to be Blood and Chocolate, Elvis Costello and the Attractions.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a super good sounding album. I just like, again, just the way the Just the guitar, bass, and drum sound are great. Also, just interesting that it was made in 1986 at a time where things weren't really sounding like that.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty, I don't know how live it is or isn't actually, but the sound of it sounds like a really great performance is done in a room. I'm sure it's not, but that's what it sounds like to me. And it just sounds great. The songs are great. Again, the song I Want You is like, I think one of the most brilliant
It's gorgeous. It's a
versions
gorgeous
of
song.
like
It really is.
jealousy, whittled down to a song and like brutal.
Yeah, and in terms of Desert Island Records, this is actually a newer one. Like most of the records I think about, well, newer is like 14 years old, but
Funny how that works.
Yeah,
though.
like
I have
stuff
a theory
I've-
about that.
yeah. But stuff I like listened to as a kid, I feel like always go on my list of Desert
Sure.
Island. But when this one came out, like Mumford & Sons, Sigh No More, this album, when this came out, I distinctly remember hearing Marcus Mumford's voice. And I was like, who is that? Because his voice, the timbre of his voice, his tone, it's like he doesn't sound like anybody else. And he has such a beautiful, it's hard to describe it, just how he puts out his vocals. Nobody's sounds like him.
Right.
And it's originality before anyone even knew who these guys were. Like I listened to this,
Sure.
it was like, what was it, like VH1 midnight when they would
Right.
show like all the new
Yeah.
stuff coming out. Like I had no idea who these guys were.
Right.
I just saw one video of Little Lion Man, I think it was. And I was like, man, this song's killer. It's going to be a hit. They say fuck every 5 seconds in it. And I'm like, there's no way this isn't going to be a hit song. And 6 months later, they like blew up.
Huh.
And they kind of revived. I guess they kind of restored folk a little bit at that time. Like,
Yeah.
like 2000.
Well,
I
there
think
was
it
that.
2012 this was?
Yeah, there was that whole window where like having 25 people in your band with acoustic guitars was the move.
Yeah.
But it did also reintroduce like guitars to a generation that had been hearing like robot pop.
Yeah.
Which I like robot pop. I'm not, no slander towards the robot pop.
No, yeah, there was a lot of pop back then when this came out, and they kind of were like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And it was all just folk, banjo, guitar, upright bass. And I think Marcus, in the first, I think he's just hitting a
Yeah, he plays bass drum. And, yeah, there's no
playing.
drummer. Yeah.
He's got crazy good rhythm.
Yeah, that's
Crazy good. So this is an album I love. And if anyone hasn't heard this for some reason, Noah Khan would not exist without these guys. These are the real deal. Sigh No More, The Cave. The Cave is such a good song. Roll Away Your Stone. It's just a great album. If anybody wants to check it out.
It actually makes me think of a sort of a side quest question, which is albums that you fell in love with like past the time when your mind's fertile for new music.
Okay.
Is also a special type of album, I think.
Yeah.
Like, so something like that, where it's like that came out.
Yeah, because I've been playing music for like 10 years.
You
by
weren't
this
like
time.
some kid in middle school that was
No.
like finding their identity through music. And I think, not that you asked, but I'm going to tell you.
Good,
My
say it.
version of that would probably be Lake Street Dive Side Pony.
Okay.
That album was an album from like a newer-ish band where I was like, holy, I really like this. And I remember buying it on iTunes. They played on Conan O'Brien. And I was
Conan
like,
always had the best.
yeah, I was like,
bands.
this band rules. Bought the album on iTunes. I've seen them a bunch of times since. They're so good. Lovely group. And that was like, actually, Shooting Daggers got written because of that album.
Really?
Because it was just like funky. And I was like, that's why that bridge is kind of like got some major 7 chords to jazz it up a little
Yeah.
bit. Because like, I'm going to steal from this the best I can. Again, they are way more educated than me. They are very smart musicians. So I
Have you
didn't
met any of them?
I would no. I'm not cool. I'm not cool like that. Have I met any of them? Of course not.
I haven't met Marcus either, so don't be too upset. But
Well, if you're listening, guys, we'd love to hang.
yeah, come on the show.
Come on the show.
But yeah, it's strange. Like, especially not to sound snobby, but once you kind of get your taste, it's
Yeah.
your taste. Like,
Yeah.
there's bands I've listened to, even recently. I'm just like, this band is completely blowing me away. And
Yeah.
It's not really my wheelhouse of music. I
Yeah.
listen. Like, I've always been big on singer songwriters, rock, and power pop kind of, and reggae. That's kind of like
Right.
what I grew up on. But I was listening to this band, John Olier. He played at the Pony 2 summers ago. And he's like kind of like Blue Eyed Soul almost.
Okay.
This guy is unbelievably good. And I'm just like, I don't really listen to this kind of music, but like
Yeah.
just seeing them live, I didn't know who they were.
Right.
They were opening for Old 97s.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'm at the Pony anyway. I'm going to go see the
Yeah.
opener. And it's, that feeling when you get energized when you find new music?
Yes. And which again is something that they say statistically you find your favorite music at like 13, but also something happens as you get older. Like you just generally aren't as experimental with anything.
Yeah.
It's just
You're set in your ways.
It's like that post 25 thing, your frontal lobes finish baking and like you become risk averse, but you lose a lot of things in that risk aversion because you're kind of like, your brain is, wired to look for safe, familiar things. Mm-hmm. So like when music breaks through past that is such a special thing. Cause also like it reignites, there's nothing like that when I find like a newer band.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and Lake Street Dive was maybe probably wasn't the last time it happened. Also Glorietta. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
I've never heard of them.
Glorietta was like an Austin supergroup.
Okay.
That album, they only made one album. It's so good. It makes me so happy. Yeah, highly recommend.
All right. I'll check it out.
Yes.
So you're going to end the show with an original song. Can you tell us about the original song, why you picked it, what it's about, stuff like that?
Yeah. So a song called Low Bar, which is essentially a lullaby about taking it easy on yourself.
Okay.
And not being so hard on yourself and like putting, in the micro and macro of like putting yourself in dumb situations because you don't have the self-esteem to avoid them, but also the idea that like you can't predict the future and trying to remember that like, however good or bad something is, like there's only so much you can do to push something along and just, there's a line that things will bloom when they're in season, like being comfortable with that element of existence and life and that like, those kinds of things, but in particular, and again, there's a line, caveman software, the idea that like we have all these evolutionary things that were programmed that we've inherited from, a couple 100,000 years of being a human.
Yeah.
And like life is updating at a speed that seems almost faster than, or rather tech is evolving at a speed seeming faster than our like caveman brains can catch up. And like, that's just on my mind a lot. And like realizing that like, you're never going to be done doing stupid things and that's okay. You don't need to beat yourself up about it forever.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough for being on the show, Matt.
Thank you.
This is Matt Fisher. Tell everyone where they can find your music, where you're playing next, any events coming up.
Sure. So mattfisher.com is where you can find dates, or Matt Fisher and the Telephone Junkies, which is where you can find my socials, my Spotify, Apple Music. If you just type in Matt Fisher, there's too many of me. Matt Fisher and the Telephone Junkies, which is an Elvis Costello lyric rip.
Okay. Of course.
Yeah, find us. Let's make music friends. Internet.
Well, thank you, Matt. I really appreciate you being on the show.
Yeah, dude.
And
so fun.
Come back again.
Yeah, man. Love it here in the Leftorium.
Yes. For the first time in your life, you can play multiple guitars.
Yes. So much left-handedness.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks,
Groovy.
buddy.
Yeah,
bye,
man.
everybody. Thank you.
It breaks my heart you keep such a low bar. Don't you know that you are so much more deserving than all the things you seem to put yourself through? Oh, I hate to say it, but you're fragile. But I don't think you're damaged goods. Oh, you're really not such a hassle. Change your point of view if you could. It breaks my heart you keep such a low bar. Don't you know that you are so much more deserving than all the things you seem to put yourself through? Oh, this caveman software makes us crazy, makes us do things that we regret. Oh, we really should know better, but somehow we forget. It breaks my heart you keep such a low bar. Don't you know that you are so much more deserving than all the things you seem to put yourself through?
struggle to love yourself, blame your problems on everything else. Ancient history, it's in no one's control. Things will bloom when they're in season. Not everything has an obvious reason. Sometimes all you can do is let go. It breaks my heart you keep such a low bar. Don't you know that you are so much more deserving than all the things you seem to put yourself through? It breaks my heart you keep such a low bar. Don't you know that you are so much more deserving than all the things you seem to put yourself through?